I'm Chris Hurd, Program Leader for the ProStar 900 engines that we have in the Razor XP and the new Ranger XP. What we have here is the Ranger 900 XP engine. And let's take a little walk through here and talk through some of the cool features that we have on the engine. What we've done here is redesigned the 900 ProStar to give you the most amount of torque that we can for utility applications. We haven't made any compromises, and we've given you some great new features. As we walk through the engine here, we've given you 20% more power than the 800, 20% more torque, and 30% more charging power. I think the customers will really appreciate these great differences. We've also solid mounted the transmission to the engine itself, reducing any belt deflection, meaning that the belt is all about efficiency and transforming all of that torque into torque at the wheels. As we move through the top of the engine here, we've got brand new camshafts, a brand new combustion chamber with new valves, we've got new connecting rods, and we also have a new crank. All of these add up together to industry-leading torque and horsepower. As we move towards the back of the engine, you guys will notice we have an intake manifold here. And what that does for the customer is provide them two key things. Number one, it means that they have air ready to go as soon as they press on the accelerator, so no throttle delay there. Also, it means that the engine is able to provide all that air to create as much torque as it can right away. 80% of that torque is available at 2800 RPM and 90% of it at 4800 RPM. As you can tell, a very flat torque curve. We also have throttle by wire on this one, and what that gives us is a great way to control the engine at altitude and provide all that horsepower whether you're at 0 altitude or 13,500 feet. You will always have that 64 horsepower and 54 foot-pounds of torque. So a lot of people will be asking, did we simply detune the Razor 900 XP engine? Well, it's a little more involved than that. As you work down from the top of the engine, there's different camshafts, different combustion chamber, different connecting rod, and a different crankshaft. So the engine internal themselves are quite different. We've also done a couple of other things here. We've got an intake manifold on the back with a drive-by-wire system versus the Razor XP's dual throttle bodies. And the best way to think about the engines is really contrast a Corvette with a Silverado pickup truck. You have two different engines there, very similar in architecture, but one's designed for power and one's designed for torque. If we look at the two engines on a pure torque basis, the Razor XP 900 makes 60 foot-pounds of torque. The Ranger 900 makes 54, so we've made no compromises when it comes to torque. Horsepower is 88 on the Razor XP and a solid 60 on the Ranger. Really, just an all-round work engine designed for power and durability. So on the Ranger 900 XP, what we really tried to focus on was serviceability and durability. One of the key things we've done for service is place the engine behind the passengers and drivers. And the key thing for that is we have an easy oil check now and an easy oil fill. As we see here, the dipstick is easily accessible, and the oil fill on top of the engine is an easy quarter turn to fill the engine. You'll also notice the routing around the engine. Everything has its place and everything is in its place. For example, here, the spark plug wires. Clearly no interaction between the clutch outlet duct. However, we've included neat features there to help you with routing. So whether your dealer is servicing the vehicle or whether you are servicing the vehicle, you'll always know where everything goes every time. Furthermore, on serviceability, you'll notice one of the really cool features about the 60/40 split seat is that now at a dealership, or if you're servicing this at home, you'll have quick access with your laptop on your knee to be able to connect a digital wrench. You'll also notice when you take the plastic off the vehicle that everything has a clear routing. There'll be no more confusion about where the wires will go if you're installing accessories. Everything has a clear routing.